First, congratulations. That was some war. I mean, how was it in there with a huge crowd sort of cheering for your opponent, and it was sort of you against the world in there, wasn't it?
You know, the support that she received from her country is what I anticipated. I have a lot of respect for the fact that they did support their fighter. You know, some places you can go and you can fight outside your country and they won't receive that same support. So I have nothing but enthusiasm that they did support her, and it was exactly what I anticipated. What I didn't anticipate was for her to be as tough as she was.
Were you nervous at all going to the judge's decision, knowing that you were in her hometown?
Absolutely. The last thing I wanted, I was really trying at every opportunity to try and finish her and submit her and make sure that I did finish this fight, because the last thing I want to do is go to a decision, especially in somebody else's country. Even in my own country, I don't fare well, so I certainly didn't expect it to go in my favor in somebody else's.
Did you sense during the course of that fight that you needed to sort of gain ground on the scorecards as the fight went on? Did you feel you were behind headed into that final round?
You know, I wasn't thinking about the score, I was just thinking about the finish. That's all I was looking for, was opportunities to finish the fight and not let it go to decision. I did not want to, in any circumstances, let it go to decision. When
you're in a fight like that and you think you've got your game plan and you think you know what you're going to be presented with in the octagon, and then you get a surprise, maybe she's tougher than you expect, or she's throwing different things at you that maybe you weren't quite prepared for. How do you go about adapting to that mid-fight?
The biggest thing was to stick to my game plan. A lot of times when I feel like it's not going the way that I wanted it to, and I kind of deviate from the game plan, and that's what can set me back and actually make me falter. So the biggest thing was just to stick with my game plan, because it ultimately did work.
And in terms of what's next for you, I mean, I would guess a period of rest is probably what's coming up next for you, but a little bit...
Not at all. I want to get right back in there. The thing that I hate most is taking breaks. You know, I beg the UFC for fights all the time. All I have is a little gash. It took 2 sutures on my head. That's it. I want to get back in there as soon as possible.
Given where you are in the rankings right now, have you got your sights on anyone in particular? You want to be fighting up those rankings rather than someone below you, right?
I want to fight for that belt. That's what I've been gunning for. I don't care who's holding it. If Valentina's the one that retains it, then she's the one I want to fight. If it's somebody else, then I want that belt.
You have obviously a win over her. How do you think that would go down a second time? Obviously, if she still has the belt, you managed to climb the rankings. How do you think that goes down a second time?
I think it goes down similar to the way the first time. The first time I was tricked, honestly, by the commission that I was fighting for, the organization. I was supposed to fight her sister, who had just as little experience as I did, and said I went against somebody who had 10 years more experience than myself. And it was just at that point, I wasn't willing to say no for an opportunity to fight, so I took it and somehow managed to come out with the win. This will be very different. I've been trained now for 10 years. I have a lot more experience, and I know that it'll be in my favor without a doubt.
You said Prague was a bucket list destination for you. Well, you've gone through fight week, you've had the fight, you've got the W. I mean, how special a week has this been for you?
It was actually my birthday, so it seems like I always manage to be in fight week for my birthdays. So you know, it's nice for this time, because 6 years ago when I fought Ronda, I didn't come out of fight week with a win. You know, and so it's nice to go home with it, and also just to be able that now I can enjoy the food. I've been wanting, like, I'm a big foodie. I love traveling to different places and trying food. So to finally taste the Czech food and the goulash and everything else it has to offer, I'm so excited for that. And to see more of the countryside, it's been so beautiful. I just want to see everything the country has to offer, because the little bit that I've seen is just phenomenal.